What's going on, good people? Got enough light on me. How y'all doing this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday? Hold on, let's see if I can adjust my lights. I'm a little dull. I forgot I did turn them down. I was on a Zoom call, and I was like, every time I go on a Zoom call, I always go on with from this setup. So how you see me right now is how I'll be on the Zoom call. And so everybody else be looking at me like, how is this so clear? And then I gotta explain that whole thing, and so it is what it is. But happy Monday, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what? Listen, if you've been watching the news, man, it really has been a whole lot of news. But there's some stuff we gotta talk about, man, because E3 has been canceled. No more E3 this year. Sad, sad, sad. But I mean, the big question is now what? I don't think E3 is going away officially. A lot of people are like, oh, E3 it's gone forever. It's like, man, it's not gone forever. Cause best believe if I'm on the board of E3, if I'm one of the people to make them kind of decisions about next year, one thing I'm setting up and say, you know what, we're gonna have an all-out marketing blitz. It's got to be open to the public. It's got to be exciting, and I'm building those contracts with these major video game producers and gaming companies right now. So listen, we're going, back to the public. 2023, we're doing a big, we're doing a live. Nintendo should be opening up around the same time. So I'm building this big old conglomerate to do it up big. Hey, can you pray for my friend Leroy and his family? Man, absolutely, man. You know what, man? Listen, let me tell you. Well, when our friends are in need, no matter who they may be, you sometimes, man, the things of your current life are really trivial because they are in pain. I've never met this guy before in my life, but you know what? Listen, being someone who has lost a parent, I would definitely reach out right now on this stream and I will pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank and I praise you, Lord, for good friends to be on this stream. I ask right now, Lord, that Leroy, wherever he may be here on this earth, Lord, that you provide him comfort and peace, Lord, that you could give him strength during these times. Losing a loved one, especially a parent, is so hard and difficult. But Lord, reunite his strength within inside himself, Lord, to be able to persevere through this trial. Let him learn to see the blessings that comes out of these situations. A lot of times, Lord, we look at death as this being this all end all, but we understand, Lord, that you are in control and you provide peace. And I pray, Lord, that he sees you even in this tragedy. I thank you and honor you, Lord, for allowing me this opportunity, Lord, amongst the byways to be able to pray to you, Lord. And I pray for Leroy right now in the name of Jesus. I pray, and those who are listening and praying, amen. My brother, man, Steve, man, I'm so sorry, man. I just pray, one thing about God, he will answer prayers. He will answer prayers, especially like this here, because we're not requiring him to give us nothing monetary. Just, sometimes, man, we need peace and within ourselves and our heart. And he values obedience and he values trust. And I could tell you that my faith in him, I trust that God will do this for your friend Leroy, man. And I'm sorry to hear that, man. Oh, man, that's crazy. There's sometimes, man, so you have your mindset on how things should start for a stream, and then you know what? God take you a different direction. And so be it. The key is to be obedient. Do you say, well, I'll pray for him later? No, pray for him right now. Right now in the midst. But Steve M, my guy, man, let me get you on the board, man. Candy, I won it from last week. How you doing, Candy? Just like candy. Steve, I got you on the board. Tonight's sponsor is by my guy, yours truly, KP, but Mediocre Gamers, ladies and gentlemen, has sponsored tonight's giveaway. And he sponsored the giveaway from last week, in which Candy was a recipient. Candy, I thought about you this weekend. I was, at those who don't know, your boy Gaming Dad is also a DJ. You also follow me on Instagram at DJ Dave Reed 333. And so I was getting my spin on, and I dropped in Candy, and I was like, oh my bitch, what is my girl Candy doing right now? Hey Samantha, how you doing? Long time no hear from. How you doing? Let me get you on the board, Samantha. I know you out here lurking, but I'm glad you came by and chimed in. Yeah, it just, believe it or not, man. No matter, like, it be a situation like this, man, where we need one another. I might get on the stream sometime, man, and might not be feeling it. Might be having some things going on, man. And I think you guys will do the same for me, man. And same for me, even from my friends. He said, I am fine. I've been lurking. I know you ain't like the thief in the night. You know what I watched this weekend? One of my favorite movies of all time. Matter of fact, it might be my favorite movie of all time. And when I say this movie to you, man, you might think like, it's Gaming Day. It might be like something like Star Wars or X-Men or Spider-Man. But no, it's none of those. Matter of fact, I don't even have an action movie in my top 5. But what that reflection, boy, you can see my whole screen right off my glasses. But baby, I need to, let's see if I can tone it down a little bit. I wonder would that count. All right, that worked. I turned it down a little bit. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, see that bad. I just tone it down. But my favorite movie of all time is Love Jones, man. Love Jones is my favorite movie of all time. It's a love story. It was a love story kind of in an urban environment where, like, I liked it because the people in it, especially black people. It's like, sometimes we're depicted in such like violent and aggressive manners, and like these guys were professionals. The lead character was a photographer. I just loved, I just absolutely dig that story, and it to me it was a real story. It was a real, love story, and that movie came out when I was in college, man, and this has been one of my favorites, man. My second favorite movie of all time is Friday. Friday, man, I can watch Friday right now and still laugh, man. Still laugh. Friday is number 2. But you know what? Like my top 5, man. It's like I got one comedy, but the rest of them, man, is just all kind of like some form of love element story. That's crazy, right? Like it's a Christmas movie called Love Actually. That's in my top 5, man. Love that movie, man. I can watch that movie over and over and over again. It's another Brown Sugar, another good movie, man. Just another good love story, man. So why do fools fall in love? Oh, yeah, that was a good one too. Chris, what's going on, man? My brother from another mother. Let me get you on the board. Hold on, make sure I didn't miss nobody. Who else I got up in here? I think I got Samantha. I got Candy. All right, let me get some comments on the board. I'm gonna go back over. I'm gonna start. Let's see. I'll start with Chris's. He said, "Yo, I watched 10 hours of wrestling yesterday. That was one of the best WrestleManias ever. I didn't watch WrestleMania, but I got partners, man. That we went in college. We went to go see back when Hulk Hogan was at his height when he was with WCW, and when that Joker and then had the NWO. I went to go see him at the Palace in Auburn Hills in Detroit, and it was dope. And so we was heavy into wrestling when I was in college. And so, man, I was getting all kind of text messages like, "Dog, you should be watching this. You should be watching Stone Cold wrestling." I was like, "Oh," but I forgot. The plan was I was like, I'm going to pick it up. I was going to order it because I know that's my boy Stone Cold wrestling. I need to try my best to get into it. But yeah, I heard it was super good, man. I'm jealous that I didn't get to watch it, man. But I'm glad you had a good time. Chris, man, listen, man, looking at your other profile pics from like Twitter, man, I don't even think you look like this anymore. I look at this picture here, and I look at like your Twitter, I was like, man, this don't even like the same guy. Candy said, I don't have a favorite movie of all time because I like so many. I know, but you're like, listen, there's something about, for me, Love Jones, man, it's just one of those movies, man, that is, it gets me. It's like if you really know what Dave Reed is like to myself outside of everything, it's Love Jones put me in that. That's who I am. When I'm chilling or if I got work to do, it's jazz. It's strictly jazz. At Miles Davis, Charlie Parker. At that's the element I'm listening to when I'm trying to focus and get things accomplished. Um, and so that environment, at that whole movie speaks who I am. I love that movie. Totally one of the movies that's totally relatable. His Stone Cold match was fun. The Jackass match was fun. What a weekend! What a fun weekend! Oh man. So how much was the pay per view? That was a good question. How much was it? Because that was my plan. But you know what, man? Things happen, man. I got out there, started cutting the grass, and kids need to do this, and then I had the DJ. It's like everything else is happening. So love, it's a so Love Jones is great. Yeah, man, one of my favorites, man. I mean, you make me. I might even watch that this evening. Louis Tate being okay. I thought I said that coming already. He said I started watching wrestling yesterday too, and I watched Friday as well. Uh, thanks to the oh, it's on Peacock. Oh my goodness. So was just about to say, Brown Sugar, man. Brown Sugar, loving basketball. Oh man, just great movies, man. Great movies with great soundtracks. Great Brown Sugar sound. People understand, man. Back in the day, it's not like that now, but soundtracks to movies were that what was that. You had great like Love Jones soundtrack, man. It's just like phenomenal, man. Golly. Okay, I can talk about that all day, but y'all didn't come to hear all that. But it was good. Love Actually is so good. I'll throw it in. The Wood, yes, right. The Wood, man. As an all-time classic. Though that's more of a coming of age comedy. Yeah, but the Wood was good though. The Wood was good, man. Oh yeah, man. Listen, yeah, Love Actually, man. That was my that's still like my jam. It's like you get that one movie, man, like you own, like I own on DVD, Blu-ray, Apple. Like I own those movies that I own on all those different those platforms. Like I still got my original DVD, and like I won't give away my DVDs. Won't do it. As long as I got a DVD player, man. Nope. I'm not even considering buying a DVD player and just kind of like just putting it away. Just so I make sure I can have something to play these movies on. So yeah, definitely check it out if you have some time. It was good. Okay, good. So you know what? Me and my wife were talking about today. She was like my wife's favorite wrestler is Stone Cold. That's her. That was her guy. That was her guy. Sometimes she said, "I love Stone Cold because Stone Cold said so." And we was talking about that today. So I did not know it was on Peacock. I thought it was like pay per view. So now that I know it's on Peacock and we got Peacock, I think I might have to go back through and check that out. CMG, what's going on, my guy, man? Happy Monday to you. Get CMG on the board. Got you. Gorilla text that, man. Put yourself on the wheel. Yes, sir. GD on the board. And my boy, Gorilla Tactics. Gorilla Tactics, man, how's work, man? Gorilla Tactics probably got the most dangerous job of anybody on here. Gotta check in to make sure you safe, my brother. So put yourself on the wheel and put me there too. I'm about to beat Mendez like Vice, like Vince McMahon beat Pat McGee. He said, laugh out loud. YouTuber avatar for 2018. The set defending Jacob. Yeah. Oh, you was on defending Jacob. Oh, that is so dope, man. No, you leave it there, nah. You leave it there. My bad. My bad. Always sun deck gaming. Always sun deck gaming. Oh, you changed it, huh? But you know I ain't putting that in. It's Chris's Twitch. Christopher. Gotcha. So I wish I would have been at this year's WrestleMania live to see Stone Cold. Right. You're not gonna see Stone Cold too many more times. Yo, follow my Twitch. I need to get to 50. Oh, listen, hey, I got you. I got you. Hold on, man. I'm gonna do it right now. Let me get on this real quick. I gotta hook my boy up. Let me get on this Twitch. Hey man, if y'all listen, man, y'all got Twitch, man. Follow my boy. Said open it. We'll dismiss right now. They're gonna follow my boy. Says always Sun Deck Gaming. Got you. Just followed my brother. Just followed. We in there. Hey, you right. Anything Sanaa Latham and Nia Long is good money. You know what, Sanaa Lathan, man, she was in Latham. She was in this movie with I think with Denzel. I think it might is it Out of Time? I think that might have been a movie. Man, boy, that's a beautiful woman. You said Love Actually is my girl's favorite movie. Yeah, man, Love Actually, man, because it's like I grew up off of soap operas, and it kind of the format of the movie is kind of like a soap opera. It's like you got like different scenes, but they kind of all kind of fit in together. Man, that's just a dope movie, man. Said my daughter brought her a DVD for Christmas. Yeah, you know what? Listen, I'm telling you, I'm thinking about just buying a little. You can probably catch them dirt cheap. Just buy me a little DVD player and just store it away. Cause I got like, man, I just consolidated all my DVDs into like one big tote because I had them in different spots all over the house. And so I put them all in one big tote. And I said, man, I got a lot of movies, man. So just in case something happens, man, we can have some movies to watch. It says, the Canadian streets rough, Gorilla. I be putting in work. Always on deck gaming. Ha! Oh, that's what it says, huh? Ha! I probably was saying it all. I was trying to tore it up. All right, Gorilla Taxes, man. Listen, before we get into all the good news, man, you gotta give us an update of your experience, pros and cons. You've had the deck probably for almost a month now. Give it to us, man. Pros and cons, things they need to improve on for Steam Deck 2. I know I put you on. I should have sent you a message earlier, but I'm putting you on spot now. So I can only speak for Toronto. We're like New York, where some areas of the cities have a murder rate like Chicago. Woo wee. He said Drake goes. Oh man, what do you guys think about WrestleMania? For what everybody telling me they like WrestleMania. Now that I know it's on Peacock, man, I'm gonna check it out today. That might be something I stay up late tonight because you know what, your boy on spring break, man. I'm on spring break, man, and I don't got nothing. Well, I got plenty to do. Let me take that back, plenty. But yeah, man, on spring break, man. Well, I'm gonna take care of some business these next couple of days and get some things done around the house. Of course, my wife she got me painting. She always listen, man. Every time I get a little break, man, she be trying to like, okay, we can get this done, get that done. I'm like, nah, I want to just chill. I got other stuff to do. But I'm gonna help her paint though. I'm gonna make sure I take care of that for her. We cut the grass the other day, so that was a plus. Cause them bad boys it was looking ugly out there. Chris said, great weekend of wrestling, CMG. It's terrible in New York right now, even in my area, Greta, Texas. Mania was dope. Night one was better than two. Okay, that's good to see. That's good to know. But it was a fun weekend. Yeah, night one was better than night two. Bianca Blair had the best match 2 years in a row. Okay, all right. Just fast forward through the commercials. Yep, that's what I'll be doing. Especially if it's on Peacock. I'm like, nope, you gotta zip on through all of this, buddy. All right, good people. Listen, we in 30 minutes. Good timing. Like I said before, man, not a lot of news, man. You know what? I tried to check out Switch Force before I got on, but I didn't have time to. I know that if anybody else watched it, man, they said some game from Xbox is coming to Switch. I don't know what that is, but you know, we do what we do. This is Cody versus. Oh, okay. This is just fights. Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. Oh man, that would have been that would have been dope. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna fast forward through these commercials, but yeah, I'm glad wrestling is back to a point where it was relevant because at one point in time, man, it was like I wasn't even trying to even watch it because I ain't recognize none of the characters. I was like, it is what it is. All right, Grill Tactics. He says pros. It's legit like a PS4 in your hands. Most games run well on the handheld, even those not listed as fully supported by Steam. Quick resume is the best thing ever. Woo-wee. See, one of the best things about the Xbox Series X is quick resume. It is. Tell you, it's the one. If I had to take all the attributes of the PS5 and all the attributes of the Xbox Series X and merge them together, and I said, what was number one out of both of those together? It's quick resume. Quick resume, man, is a game changer. Bluetooth controllers and headphones just work on the console. Frame rates locked. Brightness are on the sidebar for quick access. I got a question. All right. Do you play your games in 30 frames per second? Or do you play at 60 frames per second? Which cap do you prefer? Grill Tactics. You know what? Hey, Steve, you know what? I saw that post you put into Discord, Steve, about the Packers hiring a social media coordinator. Yeah, listen, that would be a dope position. Yeah, that position would kind of really be life changing. All right. He said these are the cons. He says other launchers like Origin and Epic have issues. Battery life is not the greatest. The screen colors are kind of washed out. Okay, so the screen is the screen has been documented that it comes nowhere close to the OLED on the Switch. But best believe, you know what, that's something they can't create or they can't fix right now. But in that next version, it's gonna have an OLED screen. To me, if people miss out on the Steam Deck this around, that next Steam Deck is gonna be crazy. Ooh wee, because they're gonna improve the battery, they're gonna improve the screen. Cause I think at that standpoint, it's really all you really need to do. You improve the screen and you improve the battery, and man, you got a system, man, that's that's gonna really, I think it's gonna eventually compete directly with the Switch. I think that next iteration, if the chip shortage is solved, that next iteration, boy, is gonna compete. Greg said, I play in 60 frames with all games except turn-based RPGs and visual novels, as they basically mean you select. Okay, got you. He says biggest thing they need are a better battery, better screen resolution, and a bigger internal SSD. Now, now, now this is another good question. Now, I'm assuming that you have some games on a micro SD card, and do you have, if you are playing games on a micro SD card, is there a difference in playing games off the SSD compared to playing it off the micro SD card? Yeah, right now CMG, we talking about he's giving this breakdown of having the Steam Deck for over a month, and I asked him to kind of list his pros and cons, and so I'm just kind of asking him questions to see how it is. So, matter of fact, that's a good question, CMG, you put down here. He says, "Do you hook?" This is a question for you. Greta Taxi said, "Do you hook it up to the TV? And if you have, what has been your experience like playing it off the TV?" That's a good question, because the TV aspect of it don't get a whole lot of press. It don't get a whole lot of attention when people talk about the Steam Deck. They don't really talk about that experience. They just talk about handheld mode and maybe hooking it up to a monitor. I just wonder, saying, is the experience worse or better or the same? I don't know. All right, good people. Listen, as we wait for the responses, I know um, Greta Tactics Twitter fingers is over there moving. We'll go ahead and get into some of our news for the evening. Not a whole lot, so I don't know how long we'll be on it tonight, but there is news to talk about, and I guess we will eventually save stories. Okay, we'll eventually get into at the main topic of the day. Chris says the load times aren't really noticeable on the micro SD card, but in some open world games, you can see pop in while the world loads in. Okay, let me ask you a question: is that only off of when games are on the SSD or on the SD card? So like it's like if I have an open world game, like when I get it, I'm going to definitely get Elden Ring. So would you advise that Elden Ring be placed on my SSD, or does it matter? That's good though. It said load times aren't really noticeable. Okay, and matter of fact, this is another good question for you too to consider. Load times, like, would you consider load times to be better than a PS4, or worse, or the same? This like your overall load time experience with all your games you played. Do you see an improvement over the PS4 with the Steam Deck? All right. He said the Steam Deck feels like a switch on the TV. There's no unclock to the SoC or anything. If you hook up to the TV, but you can manually overclock the SoC if you're tech savvy. Gotcha. I told y'all Breath of the Wild 2 wasn't coming out this year. Yes, you did. You did. I was keeping hope alive, man. I was keeping hope alive, but now you know what? I to me this it see look at how can I say this? I think the best case scenario for Nintendo is to launch that bad boy with a new system. They launched Zelda with the original Switch. They launched Zelda with the Switch Lite. They launched Metroid with the OLED. You put this one here. You launched this one. I'm telling you, you launched this new Switch or Switch Pro with Zelda. I think that to me that is the smartest thing you can do. They're gonna help each other. So I tell you, man, I'm predicting. I'm going out on a limb. I'm predicting that we don't hear nothing about another Switch from Nintendo until January. I think January we'll have a direct that deals directly with the hardware, and directly with the release date of Zelda, just like it was in 2017. It will be 6 years. It'll be a continuation, which because it won't be a new Switch. It's gonna be a Pro. It's gonna be a Pro because it's gonna extend the life of the Switch for another 2 years, giving it 8 years on the market before we hear about. And that 8 years would push us what? That's 2023, 2025 will push us to a new Switch in 2025. You got 8 years in the market. You get yourself a Switch 2, and there it is. I tell you, that's the move. To me, that timing wise, that puts Nintendo in a great position to move forward. That's how you do it. Give us a Switch Pro in March of next year, and we'll keep the ball rolling. I've only noticed pop in on the micro SD card, but with some settings in game, you'll get pop in if you're lower than settings enough. If you lower the settings enough. Okay, gotcha. If you lower the settings enough. Now, of course, I got another question. Have you tried using a power bank with your Steam Deck? And what has been your experience? I be right way more than I be wrong. Listen, you have listen since I've known you since you've been in the channel. I could tip my hat to that. Definitely. It says better than the PS4. Feels like an Xbox Series S and X in most cases. Ooh, man, that is so encouraging right there. Man, you said I think my release date. Matter of fact, I was just looking at that the other day. I think my release date on my Steam Deck. What is it? Let me see. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. For Steam Guard, store, features, Steam Deck. All right, let's see. All right, so on my Steam Deck it says your expected order availability is Q3. I hate that because it was really supposed to be Q2, but Q3 July through September 2022. So I'm hoping it's early July, but it could go right to September. So we got a little ways. However, that right there, man, I feel really good about that. That's a great statement. So I totally agree. Candy says Breath of the Wild 2 will more likely come with the next gen Switch. I don't think it's gonna be a next gen Switch though, Candy. I don't think because I just take the comments the president of Nintendo has said already, and how they still think like what, like even last year, even earlier this year they still was saying like, hey, we're in the midway, the halfway part of it's a Nintendo Switch cycle. So the Nintendo Switch probably very will go into 2026, 27 before they're done with the Switch. Now, would a new Switch come between it? Oh, absolutely. But I think this next one here is a Pro. You know what? And I think that Pro is gonna give us a little bit more oomph. It's gonna be able to carry games all into that next year. And that next Switch is gonna be a monster. Yeah, that next Switch and this next Steam Deck is probably gonna be evenly par, but that Steam Deck probably be a little bit more powerful. But I mean, it's a great time to be a gamer. Even though I'm not as young as I used to be, but I foresee myself playing games all the way until I'm in my 70s, 80s. I don't think I'm walking away from gaming in the next 20 years. Like the next 20 years, where would I be? I'll be what? Your boy turning 47 next month, so 67. Will I be gaming? I probably would be. And now, what gaming will look like 20 years from now? I don't know. Because you know what? I could tell you that 20 years ago, I wasn't expecting gaming to be how it is now. You know what? See, I doubt a new console is coming out next year. What? Mm-mm. But maybe a Pro. That's a Switch, a brand new Switch. I don't think so. But an increase, a bump, yeah, it's coming next year. especially if nothing comes this year. If they do an OLED mini this year, that which will be legit, that will be dope. It would sell consoles. It would, people would jump up on it. But if not, you know what? What a way to launch that bad boy with a new Zelda. You can't. That concept has always been proven that it's a win-win. So I doubt a new console is coming out next year, but maybe a Pro. I think we'll get a Super Switch in holiday 2023, early 2024. I'm leaning toward. I tell you, if we get a Pro, okay, if we get a Pro in early 2023, I would say Christmas 2024, we get this Super Switch, this next iteration. But really, I just want Wind Waker better than Breath of the Wild anyway. Man, go. I just listen. I respectfully disagree. Wind Waker was good though. Listen, I'm not gonna hate. I still have one of the reasons why I still have my Wii U is because I have a digital version of Wind Waker on it, and whenever I go back to it, 'cause Wind Waker was good, real good, better than Breath of the Wild. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Say I want to Ocarina of Time point, but yeah, but if you got the if you get the expansion pass, you can play Ocarina of Time. It just won't be a brand new iteration of it. I think the entire internet is underestimating how bad COVID had these companies down. I, I do I. That's a good question. Do I underestimate? Hmm. Yeah, how can I say this? I mean, that's a good question. I don't think I underestimated, but I don't think it's that extreme. It's that I don't think it's that bad. I think you know what. Only reason that, and I say this because I know how companies play on those things. I remember, at the time of the Nintendo Wii, when there was no chip shortage, but you know what, you couldn't get those bad boys anywhere. Those manufactured shortages, it dries up demand. All right. So do I think by now Nintendo is probably paid enough money to get the necessary chips to continue? Because I look at the Nintendo right now, they still, even in Japan, they're still selling at close to 100,000 units every week, and it has not slowed down. At one point in time before the launch of the OLED, it had got down to like maybe like 50,000, but that's because the OLED was coming. But since then, man, these sales numbers has proven that these companies still rolling on. Now, some of these bigger units that have more chips, like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, that might take a little bit more to go inside those things. But for the Switch, what, I think that ball is just still rolling, man. And best believe, one thing I think COVID has taught a lot of these companies that to one, figure out ways to make units where there's a need of components that other companies manufacture, so making their systems more efficient. That's one thing I think every company went back to the drawing board to figure that one out. And a lot of people are learning what Apple is currently doing by making their own SoC. And so you look at companies like Nvidia, you know what? Nintendo, man, and if they haven't learned, they'll be fools not to learn that, hey, we got to figure out ways to, what, cut out the middleman. Because they cut out the middleman, the company tends to make more profit. So I believe in that. So I think, like, overall, man, I like Nintendo can pull this out. You know what? Yes, do I think the COVID hurt a lot of companies? Absolutely. But to the level of degree when they're like, oh my goodness, we're just not gonna have nothing until 2025. No, I don't think it's that bad. That's my personal opinion. If the game is online and not listed by Valve as an official being supported, you play said game at your own risk. Okay. Have you had any games that absolutely for you did not work? I mean, flat out. I mean, games you like, man, I tried it. I tried to, go through it. It just didn't work for me on my Steam Deck. So I have a 25 milliamp with power bank. It charges while playing less demanding games like Cuphead and indie games. With AAA game is just prolonged. The battery drains as fast. So in that last situation where you had the AAA games and you have a power bank hooked up to it, and they say it prolongs the battery. In those situations, how many hours would you say that you're getting? Let's say, for instance, if all I play was AAA games on my Steam Deck, with that battery pack that you have, um, and you said, matter of fact, that's a 92.5 watt battery bank. That's a nice battery bank. How many hours would you say extra are you getting? Is it half an hour? Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? Because to me that's huge. Because like, hey, you know what? I mean, if I'm on a plane and I hook that bad boy up, you know what? Can I get 4 hours out of that bad boy? That'd be my thing. Like, you know what? Can I sit down and have a really long set without saying, "Oh, I'm out of battery. I got to charge it." To me, because me, if I got enough for 4 hours, to me that's a great enough time. And then on top of it, you know what I'm saying? How long would it take to recharge? Hey, Geeky, let me get you on the board. Right now, Geeky, we talking about a couple of different topics. I'm really kind of interviewing Gorilla Tactic. He's had his Steam Deck for about almost a month now. And so I am asking questions that he's responding to. And so the conversation been kind of dope right now. So Geeky said, "Hey to everybody." He said my second Steam Deck should be arriving. God almighty, man. That's how you get two, man. That's some bull. Now I'm hating for real. No matter of fact, the question is why are you getting the second one? That's a good question. I'm ready for a new Switch white OLED light. We should sell so fast. It would. If they had an oh my goodness. And all I don't know if you guys remember when the DS Lite came out and it was in that white. That console was so dope. I just remember me and my son like, oh buddy, we getting that. And look, it was such a nice looking system. So Geeky, yes, I am totally in agreement. If they come out with a light OLED and it's all white, buddy, sign me up. That would be the only time I get a new Switch. I could see a revision or successor to the Switch next year. Nintendo would still support the current Switch. Yep. A few more years, like they did the 3DS after the Switch came out. Yep. I just don't think it's next year though. I don't think it's a 2023 because of the halfway comment they've made. That's to me that's the part. If they're thinking like, hey, we're still kind of in that halfway. So halfway would technically be another 3 years, 3 to 4 years, really. So that's why I think a Pro with Zelda, that next following year, you get yourself a Switch 2. Cause that Pro is probably gonna be good enough for Breath of the Wild and probably good enough for for Metroid rather. And then you get that brand new successor, and then games just keep flowing. Because Mario Kart is going all the way to the end of 2023. That's the reason why I don't think we get a new Switch until that following year, 2024, Christmas of 2024. If not, spring of 2025. But I would like a Christmas 2024. That would be dope. chip shortage and COVID delays are two separate issues. Yes, they are, but they coincide with one another. The COVID issues kind of was one of the main reasons we had the chip shortages. That's why I kind of link them together. I'm talking development delays, which can affect new hardware. Sure. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Listen, okay, good. I know you're talking about now. Yeah, of course. The COVID delays within different companies, at um, transferring and being having to work from home and collaborate was all new for everybody. From product from development to teaching. Just being able to those kind of situations, and like on the education front, we see the drop off in education, the drop off in learning. The COVID has had. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, we're gonna find out. At probably within the next 10 years, we'll find out the true effect of COVID on this generation. Those kids that were like second and third graders during COVID, that whenever they graduate, that's gonna be the year we really check out like how COVID is done. Like matter of fact, those who are like I would say fourth, fifth, and sixth graders right now. Those are the ones that we're gonna look back and say, you know what, those are the ones, that generation of kids are gonna be the ones that probably had the worst end of the stick when it comes to COVID, educational wise. Yeah, so I get that and how that is with development too. So yeah, I mean, cause I think without COVID, I think Breath of the Wild 2 is out. Like we're playing that already. Matter of fact, I believe Breath of the Wild 2 releases in 2021. I don't think it's a 6 year. I don't think it's like what. It wouldn't be 6 years before that game releases. And that game is a 2021 game, Christmas for sure. Without COVID. So yeah, COVID. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at. I guess my thought process was the hardware side of it. All right, let's. All right, Chris. You know what, Chris, man, listen, man, let me tell you something, man. Personally, man, I love the conversation and that we have here because mentally, it's engaging and I like being challenged, even though I don't have all the answers. But y'all guys, all of you guys, make great points, man, that I value. So don't think I don't value the comments. I think they dope. He said, if Nintendo drops Yoshi Crafted World, which they wish they should, that was a COVID audible. I wouldn't doubt it because I can see that point because at the end of the day, like most companies, man, they gotta put things out there. So of course I bet you a lot of games got shifted and moved around to continue to have Nintendo be profitable. Watch Nintendo drop a Zelda 3D All Stars this year, and then 6 months later throw Wind Waker on. You think so? Wind Waker on Nintendo Switch Online after it's no longer in retail. Wind Waker? Oh man, that's okay. Well, let's see. Hold on. Now the question would be, what would be in that Zelda 3D All Stars? What would need to be in that 3D? Cause I don't think them put Ocarina. Listen, what other Zeldas would they put on there? Now, of course, Wind Waker would be one, but what would be the other one? I think it's okay. It's probably Wind Waker, and it's probably Twilight Princess. Cause I don't think they put 3 games on there, but those 2 games for sure would make it. Greta texted AAA games on medium generally run 3 to 4 hours locked at 30 frames per second. With the battery bank, you can probably stretch it to 5. Okay, see that's great. Greta Tactics, man, thank you. That's great data. I think for anybody who is considering, because to me that's even when the original Switch came out, the question of battery was always an issue. When the Switch came out, even right before it came out, I was always searching for videos that dealt with the battery. You know what kind of battery would I need? What kind of power bank would I use? And it took me to buy a couple power banks to find out which one really gave me like extended life of my Switch. It took me a minute to figure that out. Man, if I would have started my channel back when the first Switch came out, boy, I'll probably be somebody right now. To fund the police, this man's buying all the Steam decks. Right, man. How you get a second one, man? So I'm getting a second Steam Deck to gift to a child I met through work. Okay. All right, listen. Hey, matter of fact, listen, where the kids at? I gotta get my sound effects ready. Cause that is absolutely dope. I'm all in favor of that. Hold on, man. I can find my settings. Okay, kids, give him a hand clap, please. Cause that's dope, dog. That is, listen, absolutely dope. I had a kid in my classroom, man. When the first year I started doing YouTube, and he was watching my videos in class, and I was doing videos on the Switch Lite, and he wanted the Switch Lite. He was like, oh man, I asked my mom, I want one, blah blah blah. And then one day, probably maybe a week before Christmas, he just came to me and said, man, Coach Reed, man, I'm not gonna be able to get one, man. My mom said she couldn't afford it. And I was like, man, it cut me, man. It cut me deep. I mean, that right there cut me so deep. I was like, I went home and talked to my wife. I was like, baby, this kid just came to me and said he not gonna better get a Switch Lite. And and he handled it. Like he was sad, but he was like, no, it's okay. She said she gonna give me some clothes and stuff. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Coach, I'll be all right. How kids play. I'll be all right. And man, I was like, nope. I went and bought that boy one. And I do a Christmas party for my kids every year. All the kids, don't care how many kids I got in my classroom. I do a Christmas party for them. And I did a Christmas party. I gave it to him at the party, man. He couldn't believe it. He was like, dog, are you for real? I made sure I told his mom, hey, this is what we're gonna do. And I was like, hey, I just need you to get him a game or two. And so the mom was like, all right, I'll work it out. Mom was excited. She was so excited. So, man, I know how it is, man, when you get a kid, man, especially when you got money and you got some things, and your kids is taken care of, man. It's kids out here don't get, man. I wanted to make sure I bless that kid. You know what? And that, to this day, that kid has left and graduated, but that kid, he makes sure he touch base with me. Hey, what's going on, Coach Reed? Checking in with you. You know what? Them things, they go a long way. So yeah, man, I salute you, my brother, man. We keeping the good work, my brother. The Steam Deck fully charged around an hour or just over with the power bank. It has a fast charging port though. Okay, you talking on the power bank or the Steam Deck? I think Japan was way more strict with the lockdown than the U.S. too. That's a good point. You know what? And they were. I mean, matter of fact, if you pay attention to the news, it's areas over in it's spots over there. They locking back them cities down back over there. So yeah, I agree. They probably was for sure. When do you think we get another Animal Crossing? Probably with the next console to help sales. Yeah, I. You know what? 'Cause to me, even right now, Nintendo can get away with updates until that next one. That's why they're gonna get away with updates with Mario Kart. They're gonna get away with updates until it's time to go full circle, because that model of having an Animal Crossing, a new Animal Crossing, a new Mario Kart, a new Smash Brothers, having those new iterations for that new system, or those next sequels to those games ready for that next system, that philosophy proves to be winner. It's a winner philosophy. And they proved it with the Switch. You know what? That first year of the Switch, man, was magical. Magical. All the games that was coming out left and right. SOC said, hello, was playing some VR. Man, my son up there playing VR right now. Let me get you on the board, SOC. Not a lot of people on the board tonight. I hope I ain't miss anybody. I'll bring my the wheel screen up in a little bit. I want to make sure everybody on there. He says, if they give me a Zelda 3D All Stars, I will buy it so fast that it will change the rotation of the planet, or the speed of the planet. Oh my goodness! You know what? 'Cause I think that, to me, that's how you get away with not having Breath of the Wild. You gotta have some other Zelda this year. I think some other Zelda mixed with you know what? If they can figure out that another Zelda, and they can figure out that Metroid Prime remake, if they that comes this year, this Christmas time, I'm totally set. I'm happy. I'm content. You know what? To me, that's like that, right? Those combinations would sell tremendously for Nintendo. So I am definitely in favor of that. So I'm mostly kidding, but the two 64 games, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Oh man, you talking about all four on one package? I don't know. I don't think they take away Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask off of their online service. I think that, and put them onto a game, which would be good. I'm not saying, like, hey, if they did that, that would be a phenomenal package. I think any person with a right mind would pick up. If all four of those games on one cartridge, that is a day one pickup. That is a go out. I'll go out and pre-order tomorrow. Pickup. Is anybody picking up Star Wars tomorrow? Am I the only person picking up Star Wars? I'm getting up early to go pick up my Star Wars. I'm glad I didn't buy. I ain't buy it digital. I was gonna buy it digital, but I'm going up tomorrow, picking up my Star Wars. I was gonna pick up MLB, but I think I might just leave that bad boy there. I think I might not pick that one up, but I'm picking up Star Wars tomorrow morning early. I doubt they do a limited release anymore. What would be your reasoning for them not to do a limited? I think a limited release forced a lot of people to buy that system. I mean, buy that cartridge. If I'm correct, I think All Stars sold really well. I think it sold like, well, don't let me lying, but I think it sold really well. I know it sold multiple millions for sure. To Grid Tactics, that is bad. Listen, isn't that, man? To tell you, this is the reason why, man. I think all of us kind of click, man. Because you know what? At the end of the day, man, no matter what we do, it's about service. If you make service, man, the main goal of how you live, you're gonna reap the blessing, man. And then you know what? Other people, it's like an affection. Other people might just want to give as well. You might be creating that next generation of givers. That kid is gonna remember that. That kid's gonna remember, like, man just went out and bought me a Steam Deck, and then gave it to me. You set up that next generation of givers, man, and that's dope, man. See, cats like that, man, is people I want to hang around with. I want to hang around people with that mindset. Like, it's about giving to other people. It's about cracking jokes, cause I gotta laugh, and about helping other people. That's what it's about. And if you make it this that simple, everything else will come into play. So I salute you, my brother. You right. That's dope. Since Nintendo delayed Breath of the Wild 2, I think they'll drop a double pack of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess for this holiday season. I think so too. I would just love for it to. I would love Metroid remake to get somewhere in there. I think, you know what? I think that would be that would be a banger. That would make this Christmas holiday because I'm always Christmas holiday this year is going to be good for me because of the Steam Deck. Because you know what? I'm gonna explore other games that I typically would not have an opportunity to because of the Steam Deck. But I really like, even with a Steam Deck, I still like my Switch. I like my Switch. I really like it. I think it's absolute awesome. It's my go-to. Throw it in my bag, keep it pushing. I like the experience on there. Like I need to finish Kirby. I'm probably gonna finish Kirby tomorrow. Get my first game of the year out of the way. But yeah, man, dope, 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 man. There's no better feeling than doing for someone and seeing their face light up. Man, absolutely, man. I wish more people thought that way. You know what? I love Detroit. I love my city. I love the fact that I grew up there, man. But I just can't go back out and hang out with some of the people in Detroit anymore because their mindset is just not on that. Their mindset is just, you know what? Don't get me wrong, man. When I was a kid, the key word, when I was a kid, you know what, and I was young, you know what, I hung out, you know what, I dropped me a couple drinks every now and then, but it wasn't part of my everyday cycle. It was like, you know what, I went off to college, you know what, I did it before a party, and after the party, that was it. I see you next Friday. But you know what, it's cats, man. It's people that I grew up with, man. Who, I mean, that's a everyday thing. Like, you know what, they get off work, they want to get them a drink, they want to get them a beer. It's like, man, beer is nasty. Like drinking piss. It's like, man, and that to me, that's what it look like. It look like a bottle of piss, and you about to take it to bed. But they do it all the time, man. So they do things all the time that are, to me, that's not productive, and it's hard for me to hang around. And you know what? And everybody, like I say, everybody, a lot of people, man, are just selfish, man. Their thought process is about them. So I get tired of it. You get tired of that, man. So thanks, kiddo. Okay, gotcha. It says, I work in lower income areas. The best thing I could do is try to build bridges and communities, especially the children. Yeah, plant the seeds, man. Be a seed planter, my brother. I can see an Animal Crossing party game spinoff or another DLC add-on added mini games. Listen, and watch Chris get this one right too. He's like why right now I'm like, listen, to me, I'm like, no, I don't know about that spinoff game. But we'll come back 6 months from now and that'll be the thing. And then Chris gonna say, I told you. I think spinoff though. Very, you know what? I can see a spinoff. And a Splatoon spinoff after 3. I don't know. How do you spin spin off Splatoon? That's a good one. I was talking about my power bank gaming, Dad. I have a fast charging port for phones and tablets. Okay. Listen, if you wouldn't mind, man, could you put the name of your power bank in the chat? I would like to know, because you know that's important. I got a power bank I picked up. It's a 65 watt. So you know what I mean. Listen, I can't buy the actual Steam Deck, but I'm preparing myself, right? So, I bought me a nice fast SD card, and like, all right, I got me a power bank, and this, I don't know what this is. I can't tell you the name of it to save my life, but it's a 65 watt. It has fast charging on it, blah 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 blah. So, but I like it because this is right here is a 30,000 milliamp. So that's fantastic. Here, keep good, great work. That's right. I pray God continue to do His work through you. So I hope we get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess AD double pack. Yeah, listen, to me, because that seems like that's a smart move. I don't think you can. I don't think you can sell those separate unless you do it online. But give me a hard copy of those two games together, man. That's a win. That's a win. That is a win. So we're getting Wind Waker in like May or June. You think that's soon? And Twilight Princess in October. So you think it's gonna be different? You think it'll be two different separate games? You think Nintendo gonna milk us twice? I hope not. I hope it's a pack in together. I hope that's like a because there still has it's still, even though Pokemon is gonna come out in November, there officially is not in a November nor December game. And so I would take a Wind Waker in November and give me Metroid in December. Matter of fact, that Metroid can be close to Christmas as possible, as long as it's before. It can be Christmas Eve for all I care. Also, I want more Kirby stuff for its anniversary. I think some Kirby DLC will be dope, and I think it's after playing the game, it's room for another level or two. You know what? That would be great. Or like if they can somehow, expand the map. You know what? You had the DLC and the map expands. I think that would be great, man. So where is the Okay, where is the Kirby Game and Watch? Oh, where's the Kirby Game and Watch? Kirby just won a Grammy, sure did. So how about a concert CD soundtrack? Yeah, it sure did. Well, I did watch that. They did win a Grammy. A Kirby Game and Watch would be dope. I think they underestimated it. I think they probably didn't do a Game and Watch because of the level of popularity. I don't think Kirby is as popular as a Zelda or Mario. But it would have been dope, and it probably would have sold because it would have been pink. Yeah, it would be that'd have been great. I still think the Nintendo 64 Classic is coming this fall. To be honest, listen, it could. Listen, your track record is pretty good, so I'm not gonna doubt you. But I don't see them going against themselves. It's like, hey, I think they're really trying to push the online portion. They want people to buy into that expansion pass, and so I don't think they want to take away from it to promote this to sell a couple games. But I don't know. Nintendo has they run by they toot their own horn. They had Mario 64 and 3D All Stars, and then put it on the expansion pass, so it's not unheard of to have both. Yeah, but they did that before. See what I'm saying? They had the 3D All Stars with Mario 64 before it made its way to the expansion pass. Now this time both Zeldas are currently on the expansion pass, so you'll be kind of in that competition. It was like if it was like before they released it on the expansion pass, that's one thing, but to have it after the fact, I think that would be them going against themselves. But you're right, it's not never heard of. Nintendo has tricks. Yeah, listen, you're right. People complaining all stats 3D All Stars sold just under 10 million. That's a lot, man. And listen, I don't care. Any company would love to have a game that sells 1 million. Would absolutely love, but to sell 10 million of them bad boys, that's saying something. And you're right. That's why I the fact of an all-star game coming to the Switch will be smart. Will be absolutely smart. What a way to take some old IP that's not really making you hardly no money right now. Put them onto a cartridge and then resell them, and then resell that bad boy for 60 bucks, right? So you're getting $30 per game, and that bad boy sells another 10 million. That's crazy, right? But only Nintendo can do that right now. This is how I'm always right. By the way, I just threw out mad guesses, and eventually something is going to be right. Like the main character is like, okay, oh man, that's crazy. Spaghetti against the wall method. Psych is one of my favorite shows. Okay, so I have not watched Psych. I need to check that out. I'm calling either Nintendo drops their final revision Lite OLED with Breath of the Wild 2, or through launch next gen early with Breath of the Wild 2. Hey, I just don't think, man, I don't think we get a Switch 2. I do not think that early, man. I don't think we get a Switch 2 early, especially when all they gotta do is say Pro. If you look at their systems before, all they do is say Pro, man. It's always a little, or the new Nintendo Switch, or something stupid like that. It's a little bump in specs where it'll look better. It'll look better on your TV, because I think that's the route they really want to go. Because you can see they didn't already drop they Wii Sports. Nintendo Switch Sports is going to sell like crazy. It's going to watch you wait through this. It's going to be such a marketing push for that game, because they already started with these commercials. That game is going to sell. That's right now. That is Nintendo's next 20 million seller. It's going to be, and it's $40. Yeah. With DLC and you attach that DLC to the expansion pass, winning combination. So after the party was the after party. That's right. Hey man, low key, that was my jam. After the show, it's the after party, and after the party was the hotel lobby, and boy, that was my jam. Ruben, man, what's going on, Ruben? How you doing, my brother? I saw you pop in on chat. Splatoon spin-off, side scroller, or turn based would be great. Now see that's ooh man, that would be dope. A side scrolling Splatoon game will be super dope. I'm on board with that one. That would be, I don't want no turn based. I want a side scroll. That would be dope. Dope, dope, dope. Ruben says hello. They want everybody show Ruben some love in the chat. Ruben, get you on the board. All right, got you on the board. So yeah, as much as I joke about compilations, I honestly think that they would drop a HD Zelda for $50 each. Okay, as long as it's not $60, $50 to me is a little steep. But 60, but 50 though, 50 smooth itself over, especially if they separate it. But man, you know what? Listen, I think them separated would have an impact, but I think he put them bad boys together. Then you get your 10 million easy. Say, I want a Kirby spinoff where they just do town building. If you water these and the fish and the farm, so you want to add Kirby to Animal Crossing. That's what it sounds like to me. Wind Waker HD plus Phantom Hourglass. Now, Phantom Hourglass was good. I mean, listen, I don't think really you can really absolutely say, man, is there really a bad Zelda game? That's a good question. Is there really like, oh man, this was a terrible Zelda game? I don't think you can really say that. He said my power bank only says Beck Charmy on it. I got it off Amazon 2017, so it's likely not sold anymore. Any power bank on Amazon with the same spec should give similar results. All right. I'm going to check in that direction. It says, sorry, Gaming Dad, I've been busy with 3 jobs, got a teenage girl, and they are always asking for stuff. Man, I understand. Listen, brother, I understand. Your boy Gaming Dad, man, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. One of them is an adult. And he's pretty much handling his own, but he still calls because he be needing stuff, and he just getting his feet wet out there in the adult world. But yeah, I got a teenager, man. I have 4 teenagers, sorry. And this year I have 2 of them going to prom. My 11th grader is going, and my 10th grader is going because his girlfriend is going. And so we trying to get outfits and stuff provided for them, and then their daddy would be the DJ. So I get it, man. I get it. No problem, man. Listen, no qualms. I'm glad you're here tonight. Regarding classic consoles, there was also a question at a recent investors meeting where the mini classes were brought up. I do remember that. Nintendo response was different. They said, like, we are glad you asked about that. Thank you for bringing it up. We have ideas. Gaming Dad, you enjoy Psych. The dad from the New Wonder years is one of the 2 main characters. He's great. Okay, all right. You know what? A mini console to me would be great. I would love a 64 mini console. Oh, better yet, what if they did something like really radical and had like a I wouldn't call it a mini Game Boy Advance, but like a Game Boy Advance that had, let's say 30 games on it. I would buy. Who in here wouldn't buy that? Game Boy Advance, 30 games on it, and it had a Nintendo with 30 classic games on a Game Boy, original shell, shape and size, and everything. Day one buy. Those are day one buys. Like Nintendo have so many things that they can really do with their IEPs and consoles that would just absolutely be phenomenal on so many scales. That would get bought day one. Have you seen the new trailer for Nobody Saves the World? Hold on. I think no, I have not seen the trailer. Um, Speaking of that, I think it was. I think that might be something I'm talking about tonight. Yeah, okay. Nobody Saves the World. That's the game we are talking about tonight. That's the game that's made by the people who made Guacamelee. It caught my attention because it's people that made Guacamelee, and Guacamelee is one of my favorites. To me, listen, if y'all have not played, is anybody in the chat who has not played Guacamelee? I would challenge you, man. Guacamelee is a tough Metroidvania, but especially if you like wrestling, because like all the moves that he does are like wrestling moves. You be getting them the business, and before you know it, you DDT in them. I mean, Guacamelee was the stuff. I own Guacamelee on the Vita. That was my jam. But no, I have not seen the trailer. I have not seen the trailer yet. What is your opinion on that trailer, Ruben? We need to know that. I think people are hyping this Switch Pro up too much. Watch it be something similar to the new 3DS compared to the 3DS. Yeah, I think. I think what people are looking for, and I think okay, what I would look for, and what would satisfy me, if they had a system that gave me better frame rate, better load times. I think if there is somehow, some way, and they gave me a something with a sharper image, better frame rate, like whatever, give me the version 2 or whatever this AMD super resolution, whatever they got going on. I forgot the name of it. Give me the version. I know right now they're working on the version 2 of it. Version 1 is being used currently in games like in the Nintendo Switch Sports and whatever the other True Colors. Those are used in version 1. So you have a new system that has the version 2 baked in somehow, or and give me like and to me, if that was able to clear up some better frame rates and things of that nature, I would be to me that would be enough. Because I to me the Switch does everything I needed to do. I just want some of my games to look a little better and run better. I would give me some games that just ran better. You know, give me that option to be able to say, you know what, run my games in handheld. If I can make it run them in 60 frames per second, that experience to me is just so much better. That's why I'm really curious to see how Star Wars runs on the Switch. I'm really curious. We're due for a new Donkey Kong. Absolutely. What's going on, Kitty? My boy Kenny from the A. Let me get you on the board. What's going on, my brother? How you think this is going? But yeah, I agree, Steve, man. We are due for a new Donkey Kong. And once again, if we don't get the Metroid remake and somehow, somewhere we get a new Donkey Kong, that would be great. Now, listen, let me ask you another question. This say, for instance, we don't get a Donkey Kong. This say, for instance, we don't get the Zelda 2-pack. Or in this say, for instance, we don't get the Metro remake. But instead, Nintendo drops Odyssey 2. Are you happy this Christmas? I would be. I would be. But I think, to be honest, man, I would prefer Odyssey 2 next year. Because just to make my next year seems that much more plentiful. To be honest, I can wait on the Odyssey. But if I got one this Christmas, I'd be happy. Them classic consoles are free money for them. Absolutely. Even with Nintendo Switch Online, it's a novelty with all would want to have on our shelves. Yeah, exactly. To me, it's like, even with the original Nintendo Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini, you know what? Those things for me, like, they're just on my shelf. I didn't even open them. They're in the box. I wanted them. I love looking at them every day. You know what? And then eventually, if something happens, you know what? I'll pull that bad boy out. but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just it's free money for Nintendo. Like if Nintendo really wanted to just lay the hammer down, they can they have ways of laying the hammer down, man, and just continue to print money. That's why when their stocks dropped, I bought more. When everybody was mad, oh my goodness, no Breath of the Wild 2, I'm selling. Nope, I went and bought more because you know what? Eventually, it's coming, and when it comes out, they're gonna see how good the game is in. It's gonna promote themselves right back up. So people who sold, they were just impatient, stupid. Did anyone else get the mini TurboGrafx from Amazon? What? I was lucky to get one considering the shortage from COVID back then. I did not. I did not. I am waiting. I have pre-ordered um, um, an Analog Pocket, and I'm going to wait. I got the bundle with the stand and the Game Gear, and eventually the TurboGrafx portion will come out, and I'll purchase that TurboGrafx portion, and then because I've been slowly but surely acquiring games, and I think that's going to be dope. But yeah, I might I did not get this TurboGrafx, but I should have. Yeah, I'm intrigued by Nobody Saves the World. No, Guacamelee is fun. I need to start the sequel. The sequel is okay. One was definitely way better than the sequel. Well, so far, one was excellent. The sequel starting off, cause I haven't finished the sequel. Starting off the sequel, I probably was about maybe like an hour or two in. It was okay, you know. Did anyone else pre-order House of the Dead remake on the Switch? It comes out this week. I did. I pre-ordered it from Amazon. So I'll wait for it to come drop off at the in the mail. But yeah, I'm definitely because I love House of the Dead in the arcade, so I'm all in favor of this. Good looking out on the Twitch. Follow Gaming Dad. Oh yeah, absolutely. Ninfrino, what's going on, Ninfrino? Hey, Ninfrino, listen, I give out a free Nintendo eShop card. Am you chiming in tonight? You have just made the board. Let me go ahead and put you on the wheel. This is matter of fact, let me pull the wheel up real quick. I just want to make sure everybody is on. Check to make sure, look at the column to the right and just make sure that your name is on the board. Just make sure before, because we still got some stuff to talk about. We haven't even dug into E3 yet, but we've had a great conversation talking about the Steam Deck and talking about the future of Nintendo and what things are coming out. I love this kind of conversation because it can go any direction. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my screen here. So let's see. All right. I'm gonna go back to some comments. He said, but back then friend O said, "Good evening, gentlemen." Chris said, "No Odyssey 2." Man, what is IMO? You gotta help me out. What is IMO? I'm an old guy. All these acronyms. Looking great. Day one buy for me. Okay. Oh, wait. Would you beat Mario Odyssey 1 before starting Odyssey 2? Oh man, yes, I would. Yes, I would. uh, see, just imagine what finger I'm rolling up. Just imagine what finger that is. Tactics. In my opinion. All right, good. See, listen, I'm learning. That was funny, man. All right, good people. Listen, let's get into some newty news. So you know what? As we shift gears over to clearly I'm the faster keyboard warrior. Let's get over to this news as we make our way over as we talk about some E3. And so you know what? Listen, let me see. I move this out for me. This is sad, man. You know what? You're rolling the thumbs up. um, well, you know what? Listen, this year, if you said, well, okay, they're canceling their in person event, I would be worried, but I'm not really worried. I mean, yeah, they canceled the. I think they got in last minute with E3. I think you know what the planning should have should have started a long time ago. But I'm not worried. I think they have a really an opportunity, just like if you look at like Nintendo. Nintendo had the Wii U. They made a decision like, look, we're cutting our ties with the Wii U. We're going full steam on the Switch, and it worked. I think with this time off, if I'm the directors of E3, I'm saying, hey, you know what? Let's go in full blast next year. Let's make this a big old event. Next year, what happens in LA? Hey, Nintendo World opens up in LA. So I think having a strong video game presence adds to the lure of Nintendo. Cause think about it, if I'm out there, Universal is nowhere. It's like 30 minutes from the Staples Center in LA. And so best believe cats are gonna be enjoying both perspectives. Like I know we're going out there, as a family. Now what everybody get to come to E3? Probably not, because it's gonna be crazy expensive. But I know for sure myself and my daughter is going. You know what? And I believe in that in-person event, that first one back is gonna be huge. It's gonna be That's why I think E3 is fine. You know what? Especially if they start to I think that the ESRB organizes E3, if I'm correct. If I'm wrong, let me know. Let me answer this question. What would you like to see change in the next Mario? Ah, man, that's listen. I don't know about that one because I just think like so far of the game I've played, um, I mean it's great. I just you know what to me at this stage of the game, like Dunk City, man, is probably one of my favorite boards ever so far. Because I haven't got through the whole game yet, so I can only imagine how better the game gets. Um, I would tell you that I just want to continue to push the creativity envelope. That's all I want. Because to me, it just never surprises me what Nintendo is able to put together. The minds you have to get to put together to make these kind of worlds. That's all I want. Just push the creativity envelope. Continue to create these bigger, more expansive worlds. And I'll always be in it with Mario. Let's see. Uh, she said, "Who organizes E3?" I bet the ESRB. But the great thing about it is that Nintendo sits on the board. Nintendo has a spot on the board of the ESRB. So, me and a friend of mine was talking about like and his philosophy was like we really don't need a E3, and I disagree because I was like what, that structure to me is way more important, and going to E3, if you haven't been to an E3, um it it's probably better. It's a better experience to watch it on TV, but it's nothing like being there and playing and having an opportunity to play some of these games. I think it's a great experience to be there, um, in that environment with tons of other influencers and video game fanatics. I mean, it's an experience, man. It's an experience. I would tell you that every person that's a video gamer should experience. So I don't think E3 is dead. I think E3 needs some work, and to me, that work starts today. I think they need to go into full gear and planning and making sure that it's advertised properly and that media outlets are talking about it more than just pushing it to the side. All right, let's see. Grilla Tactics says, I think E3 is in danger and has been for a while, especially now that the devs can put out YouTube videos and control how the games are shown. I mean, honestly, is anyone missing Nintendo at E3? or are people just as hyped for Nintendo Directs? I mean, you made two great points. I see it from either way. Um, to me, the experience of being there, it's like almost like being at that video game concert. I don't know how the best way to put it. It's like going to E3 is like going to see Tupac in concert. I mean, like being there is different than watching it on TV. Watching NBA basketball on TV comparing being there live is it's a total two different experience. Um, it's like it's like going to a concert and being at a video game park at the same time. It's like you like going to like Universal or Cedar Point or um, going there and getting in line and enjoying the ride. I just to me that in person experience is to me really underrated, and that's the difference. Now, I think overall, I think at this standpoint, hindsight looking at it, E3, yeah, they in trouble. That's the reason why they gotta do an about face. Cause you know what? At one point in time, you know what? We could all say that in 2015, 2014, Nintendo was in trouble. I mean, the conversation was like, well, Nintendo should probably just give hardware and just be a video game company and put their stuff on other systems. And that was the conversation. Those are legit conversations people were having about Nintendo. And Nintendo, you know what? They went all the way in. They betted on themselves. That's why I meant to me, I'm a fan of in-person events. I think in-person events, it speaks volumes. It gives companies and really to me a good opportunity to showcase their product in a manner to get real interaction feedback from their consumer base. Then also, which makes E3 such a good thing for the video game industry, it allows other companies to communicate with one another. Deals are made. A matter of fact, I mean, what is that game? What was that space game? I can't think of it. I'm having a brain fart. But that space game that we got for the Switch that has Star Fox in it. Now that doesn't happen unless E3 happens because Reggie made that suggestion at E3. So to me, it's like I think overall E3 provides great value to the video game industry as a whole. Are they in trouble? Yes, they're in trouble. Are they in so much trouble that they can't overcome this? No, they're not. Would I prefer to have E3 and not have E3? That's the question. Would you prefer to have E3 compared to not? I enjoy every June. I enjoy every June digging in to what E3 has to offer. I kind of want to go to PAX East. Now, if I'm correct, PAX East is in Boston, right? Um, was PAX East? Is that this upcoming month? When is PAX East? I thought it was. It was either happened already or getting ready to happen this month. I personally think the first in-person gaming expo would do numbers, though. Yeah, yeah, because of like you said, like if PAX East is first, they're probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be crazy. What up, gaming dad? Does E3 affect the relationships between certain developers? Is how we got sort of smash. Yes, see, your point there is what I said earlier. I said E3 allows other companies to mingle and communicate to one another on a global stage at one spot. So ideas and contracts and new games are branched out of these certain situations. Even smaller indie developers have opportunities to present games and pitch games to companies like a Nintendo or PlayStation or Xbox and give them more exposure. That's why I believe like this is at E3 is definitely is needed. Now from a public perspective, we're just consuming E3. But overall, man, a lot of deals that needs to happen come from E3. So I think it's something that the industry needs. What's up, Vic? Let me get you on the board. How's your lovely wife doing? Tell her we said hello. All right. Vic is on the board. All right. So we will miss out on the treehouse, which is fun, but we'll drill get a direct. This isn't 2020. Yeah, I said so we'll still get. Oh, we'll still get a direct. Okay, gotcha. I listen. I totally agree. Like we'll like even this year. You know what? I think we'll still get a direct around the same time. You know, be honest, I don't want Jeff Keighley and IGN to take over E3. I just don't, because you know what, they had the opportunity. They could have definitely done it a big, and if they do anything like they did not last year but the year before last, oh man, it was that was terrible. I did not like that. It was unstructured, and you kind of didn't get an idea of who's doing what. So to me, if they're gonna really put their stake into what E3 should look like, they are gonna have to really do it big and not play around this year. So that's what that we'll go into, like what's next. Like what do E3 have to do like this year? What is that space is going to look like? And you know what? Are we really like? Are you excited that Summer Games Fest is coming? And we're dealing with Jeff. Cause I'm not excited. I'm not excited for Summer Games Fest. I'm not excited for the one IGN has. I probably will tune in more to IGN than Jeff Keighley. But you know, once again, I mean, just don't know. I'll go where the news is going. It says, couldn't the big three negotiate a week, a piece for a month to showcase the developers go to B3, grab spots during the week? You know what? Absolutely. But, you know, once again, you run into situations like you run in last year. You know what? Sony didn't want to be a part of E3 for whatever reasons. You know what? And, you know, for them, it's like, you know, we just want to, showcase games when we want to showcase games. They didn't want to be pigeonholed into some event. But the eyes of the video game world really collapses in on E3. You know, as soon as there is some form of structure or some form of presentation to come from like Jeff Keighley or IGN, best believe if right around these same curtain days, the video game world's gonna lock in. I was accustomed to taking those days off. I was like, you know what? I teach summer school. I always tell people when I summer school, like, yeah, it's some days in June I'm gonna miss. I always let them know. I got a couple days in June I'm gonna miss, and it's usually always it's a Monday or Tuesday. I usually miss those days, and I'm usually in front of some Friday's computer or, then because I'm not gonna be there. Man, Propel water is delicious. I have this new kind. It's called pineapple peach. Quite tasty. All right. So yeah, they could negotiate that, but I don't think they would. You know, I don't think the big three would play nice. That's why you kind of like needed an outside entity to kind of give it structure. So that's the question, like who go first. Microsoft don't care. I think we can safely say that Microsoft will probably still do something for E3, and of course Nintendo I think will still do a direct. I think it's in their best interest. Now, will PlayStation be nice and release something that week? I don't think so. I don't think without a structure in place, I don't think PlayStation does anything. But just like last year, it proves that even with Nintendo and Microsoft, at E3 still continues to happen. Ubisoft would probably still do something as well. Ubisoft hasn't had a direct like event in quite some time, and so they're what they call it, Ubisoft Forward events will probably still happen. I know EA is not doing anything this year. They already announced. So I think it's enough gaming material and news out there that we're gonna hear something. And you know what? It's April. We still didn't get a mini, not a mini, but a Indies Direct. So I predict the Indies Direct this month. Get an Indie Direct this month. Do you have 2 months before E3, and then you get your E3 Direct? I think that's smart. Now, when that come, I don't know. All I'm saying, I just need Silksong in my life. I can see how you could miss it if you go to the thing, but I have no interest in experience the long lines, the smell of sweaty armpits in person. I honestly just watched the highlights. Oh, listen, I would tell you uh, one of the reasons why, especially next year, that I'm going, and it will probably be the last time I go, but I'm going not only for E3, but I'm going because Nintendo World is opening, next year as well. So I'm gonna kill two bars for one. So matter of fact, I'm gonna kill three bars for one. So I think we're gonna fly into Sacramento. I'm a big Charlie Brown fan, so we're going to the Charlie Brown Museum, and then we're gonna drive down to from Sacramento down to LA, and then we're gonna do the E3 thing, and then we're gonna Universal's not far from Staples Center, and then we're gonna do the Universal, and then we'll fly back. We're gonna spend about a week out there, so I'm gonna have a good time when I'm out there. But I understand your sentiment. No doubt. Starlink was the game. Good. That's right. Starlink doesn't happen without E3. Yeah. So I think for the average consumer probably would care less either way. But I think if you look at it from the standpoint of the video game industry, we benefit as gamers by E3. Yeah, Starlink Star Fox was good. You know what? I bought. Matter of fact, I have an unopened copy of, and I think one day it's gonna be worth some money, of the Starlink game with Star Fox. I bought it for $5. That's how I remember one. It wasn't last year. It was probably the year before that. It went down to $5. I got it for $5 on Black Friday, and I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it in the box, and then one day, 20 years from now, they be like, you know what? I might sell it. Yeah, I can walk there. Laugh out loud. Is this month, I believe. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, you should go, Chris. I would love to hear your response. Yeah, because I want on the 22nd. I'm taking my classroom to Six Flags. So I know I couldn't go that weekend. UNC at Kansas. Man, I gotta go. North Carolina. As much I didn't have Kansas in my bracket. Nor I had North Carolina losing in the Final Four to Duke and doing they beat Duke. I said, speaking of Reggie, where has Doug been? Right. Doug has been a good boy sitting in his office not doing nothing. Nintendo is doing well. And it feels like he's less hands on. Yeah, he's not that guy. Hey Courtney. Hi Gaming Dad. Do you think Jeff Keighley has what it takes to replace E3? And will it ever come back? I'm gonna answer this. I believe the second part of your question. Yes, E3 will come back, and I think in full force next year because it's going to be in person. I don't. If okay, 2020 E3 when Jeff Keighley was supposed to take it over then, and he didn't do a very good job. Matter of fact, it was chaotic and it was very disorganized. So his track record says no. I mean, even the Gaming Awards, it's not really that. I wasn't impressed with the Gaming Awards because it's not about the Gaming Awards. It's a big old advertising piece, and and I wasn't too impressed, with the Gaming Awards. So I'm gonna say a negative to both of those. IGN should stick to covering gaming news and not organizing E3. I agree. I mean, I think at their standpoint, they're like, hey, someone has to do it. Let us control the narrative. I think IGN sees this as a financial opportunity to be able to organize and put it on a global scale and be a direct competitor to E3. All right. Um, and they can probably get in there and negotiate certain deals. They can probably do a lot of things for free, and and build this audience. If anybody, I would have more faith in taking over E3 would be IGN. But I do agree with you on this one here. They probably should stick to the gaming news, but I understand why they took advantage of it. They were like, hey, there's the potential for them to make money, and they're gonna take advantage of it. So I'm sad about E3 right now. Yeah, I am. I just longs to me this year. As long as E3 has the weekend has a structure to it, I'll be okay no matter who runs it. You know, I just want to give me a date with some structure and I'll be all right. I need Silk Sonic in my life. That tour gotta be crazy. It gotta be crazy. Oh man. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, man. I might just take my wife. I know they're coming to Atlanta. I just don't know when. But yeah, man. Listen, if you want you a legit R&B album, you pick up Silk Sonic, buddy. You know, I'm surprised, man. You know what? Listen, I DJed this event this past weekend, and I didn't play any Silk Sonic. Shame on me. Shame, shame. But I could have gave through with some Silk Sonic. Sony tries to emulate Nintendo by doing their own thing, but comes off as trying too hard or jerkish. You know what? I think they don't have the level of creativity at Sony. And what matter of fact, I don't think they had the level of creativity nor the level of creative innovation that Nintendo has. That's why a lot of a lot of things Sony has is not really original ideas. True enough, the PlayStation 5, you know what? The SSD, great, but it's really no different than a really a high power PC. You know what? Nintendo does things like, you know what? I'm gonna give you something in this handheld. I'm gonna give you an OLED screen. I'm gonna let it be portable. You know what? I mean, to me, this is innovation. What Sony has is a really nice design for a system. I mean, it's beautifully big. But that's it. So I agree with you totally on that. The only way I'll go to E3 would be if Nintendo was showing up on stage. I'll make sure I was in the front row so I could hold my Steam Deck playing all their games. Man, listen, you will have the Nintendo fanboys trying to rush you. But that's funny, man. Only you would think of something like that. Like, I'm just gonna have my Steam Deck. Oh man, hold on. I gotta get this next level in on this Kirby I just downloaded. Who's gonna let CMG know that Google wasn't going to be at E3 anyway? Oh man, shots. That was funny. All right, well, listen. Well, I think we talked about enough E3, but you know what? Listen, I'm trying to go over some quick news real quick. Hey, MetaQuest Gaming Showcase will air April 20th. I think this is listen. I think this is going to be big. You know what? Um, if those of you who have an Oculus Quest or some form of VR, man, um, I know you got to be enjoying it because I enjoy mine. I enjoy my son's. Um, but I think this is going to be great. It's something I'm definitely going to cover. April 20th. I don't know if I will showcase this. The times are 1 p.m. Nope, I won't. I'll be in school. 1 p.m. Eastern time. This is on a Tuesday. I think is it. Hold on, today. Now this is on a Wednesday. Now this is on a Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. West Coast time. So 10 a.m. Excuse me, West Coast time. I think this is huge, man. And the reason why I think it's huge is because you know what, so much news when it comes to video games are dedicated to the Steam Deck, PC, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, but and you know what, and PlayStation has a new VR, but not a whole lot of news goes to the Oculus Quest. I really would like to know what's going on. What are their plans? Me and my wife are thinking about getting our own individual headsets. We're thinking about it. Like, do I wait? Do I go pick up one right now? Why it's $299? Do I wait for whatever new they got coming out? And I want to know, like, what the direction they're going in. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm definitely gonna be paying attention and watching. I'll definitely report on it. But this is gonna be really really good. So definitely, you should probably put that on. I will put that on my schedule for sure. MetaQuest Gaming Showcase, April 20th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Put that on your hookup. All right, let's see. So of course we was let me go back up. Day of the Devs Summer Games Fest edition is back for 2020. Long-running indie game showcase Day of the Devs will once again be teaming up with Jeff Keighley in 2022 to bring us Day of the Devs Summer Games Fest edition. The events mark the 10th anniversary of Day of the Devs, which began as a collaboration between Double Fine and I Am 8-Bit in 2012. Let's see. In the past few years, Day of the Devs has also teamed up with Summer Games Fest. An event began in 2020 by Jeff Keighley after E3 was canceled due to the pandemic. This year, the partnership will continue, providing a large platform for Day of the Devs, usual showcase of unique, diverse, beautiful indie games spanning all types of genre. Okay, I want to get to that. I want to know. Some of the games featured at last year's event included Glee Chinese Studios, A Musical Story, Thomas Harp's games, Axial Verge 2. I never did play Axial Verge 2. So you also got Behind the Frame, you get Death's Door. With Death's Door is super good. If you have not played Death's Door, it's definitely worth to pick up. Day of the Devs Summer Games Fest usually includes a number of events and streams, including new announcements, gameplay demos, trailer reveals, and even musical performances. I don't care what I know about that. So Days of the Devs, so you got something right now off the back. Jeff Keighley, got Day of the Devs. All this is going to happen within that supposedly E3 experience. When they have a concrete date, then we can go from this here. He said I'm on Nintendo as well. Nintendo was going to be there. Either. Does anyone have a PlayStation VR? Just bought a PlayStation 4 with VR, and I got Batman and Beat Saber. And Beat Saber is good. Spider-Man VR demo is great, though. Anyone know how good VR games? I'm not the guy to ask, but I would tell you. I just know Oculus is that's pretty good. I like the Oculus because I'm not tied to the cord. Everything is in the headset. That's a benefit. That's a plus. Would be cool if Facebook made their gaming showcase watchable on the Oculus. Yeah, and I listen. To be honest, I wouldn't doubt it if it's not. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, that would be dope. You're right. Absolutely right. All right, so Day of the Devs. Let's go to another quick story. Hey man, if you guys have never played Shovel Knight, man, you are missing out on a very, very good and hard platformer. Shovel Knight Treasure Troll has almost sold 3 million units. That's great, man. I love when I see when indie games come out and they do such a great job. 3 million units is nothing to sneeze at. Now I wonder if even in these numbers, are they including the Nintendo 3DS version? I don't think Treasure. Matter of fact, I don't think Treasure Troll was on the 3DS, but definitely a great game to have. Resident Evil 7 is good in VR. Also, Until Dawn Rush of Blood got good VR reviews. Okay, yeah. Resident Evil 7 will probably be crazy in VR. Crazy. All right, next story. Nintendo original 1930s headquarters just reopened as a hotel. Sorry, good people. I thought about the belch. I knew it was coming sooner or later. Let's see. Nintendo original headquarters building in. Okay, I'll tell that name up. Kirito. Nah, there's a charge of the game, not to my heart. Has been renovated and reopened as a boutique hotel that preserves many of the building's original features. That's dope. I would love to be able to go there and just kind of stay and take. That to me that take some pictures. Just say, hey, you know what? I've been to the original spot. One day on the bucket list. Before Nintendo was called Nintendo, it was the business of Yamauchi, who began making and selling Japanese playing card games in 1889. That's crazy, man. That's a long time to have a business be established. Let's see. Always wanted to go to Japan, and in the future that will happen. Yeah, you know what? Once this COVID and thing kind of die down, probably within the next 5 years, I'll be willing to make my way over there. Just not right now, man. Just not right now. Not with a war going on. You never know. You might catch a flight and say, "Oh, you gotta go to Russia first before you come over here." No, I'm not trying to go to Russia. Cause low key, we still know what that basketball player is over in Russia. Crazy. To love Japanese culture, absolutely. Japan looks like a cool place, but I hear they're mad racist against foreigners. Yeah, see that would be my issue. I mean, I could deal with the racism, because as long as you don't try to come and mess with me, then I mess around and hurt somebody over there and I'll be in jail. That's my only issue. Microsoft reportedly working on Xbox Game Pass family plan. Now, no details was announced in this article. Have really no idea of what prices could cost, but it says at the cost of $9.99 per month, Xbox Game Pass provides subscribers with a rotating list of games from a variety of publishers, including day one releases of Microsoft's first-party titles at no additional cost. Meanwhile, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate combines the service with Xbox Live Gold for $14.99 a month, giving players access to Xbox Online multiplayer functionality and monthly feeds via Games with Gold. MLB The Show 2022 will join the Game Pass on April 5th, while the point-and-click adventure Chinatown Detective Agency will land on the service on April 7th. Microsoft is expecting to announce the remaining April Game Pass releases soon. So, my only issue with this is how much that thing gonna be. Because I would pay for a family plan that was reasonable. But if it's something crazy like, you got to pay like $50 a month, man, nah. It's more than a cell phone. It ain't that serious. We'll continue to share what I have. Because right now, I just kind of share it, the Game Pass with, my kids. They just log in and play when I'm not playing. When I'm playing, they got to get off. That's how it is. And really only one of my sons plays with my Xbox Game Pass. So that's something to think about if those of you who have a family that's hard in. Okay. Nobody Saves the World comes to PlayStation and Nintendo Switch on April the 14th with local co-op. I will have to check this trailer out. Matter of fact, let's see. It said Nobody Saves the World. Let's see if we can find that. Let's go. Okay. I'm tripping. All right, let's see. It said Nobody Saves. Okay. All right, let's IGN.
I love my new home, but it might be too Victorian.
Oh, gosh, interesting hemline on those pants.
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
Right, let me mute this
Just call me Grace.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
All right, let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to unmute it.
Hi, I'm Daniel, assistant producer and senior QA at Drinkbox Studios.
And I'm Josh, a fellow QA person here at Drinkbox.
We're here to show you some gameplay of our action RPG, Nobody Saves the World.
You play as Nobody, who discovers that the evil Calamity has reawakened, just as the ultra-powerful magician Nostramagus has gone missing. You're trying to locate Nostramagus to get his help, but in the meantime you find his wand, which lets you transform into a bunch of different forms.
That's right. As your forms level up, they unlock new abilities and even more forms, which you can see here. They level up by completing quests, which are these little challenges tailor-made for each form that you do as you go through the game's many dungeons. And let's fast forward a little and take a look at one of those dungeons right now. We're in this sort of gritty jail area called the Clank at the moment.
Right, and as you can see here, this game has online co-op. When you're in co-op, the game gets a little harder to compensate for having 2 players. Daniel is using the rat form, and I'm using the horse. Together we make a pretty mediocre petting zoo.
Oh, a beautiful, mediocre pair of animals. I'll be able to unlock another ability for the rat if I complete one of the rat's quests. And there we go. The rat's ranked up, and I've unlocked a new skill. This is one of my favorite skills in the game, Detonate Poison. The rat is really good at poisoning enemies, and this skill lets me basically blow up any enemies that are poisoned all at once. It's pretty powerful.
So one of the major concepts of Nobody Saves the World is that once you unlock customization, forms can equip abilities from all other forms. This lets you create a lot of really interesting synergies between skills. I'm just gonna go into the menu for a second, and I'm gonna give my horse the ranger's poison tip.
Well, this game looks kind of
All of my
interesting.
attacks apply poison. The horse's gallop ability lets it run around super fast and damage enemies it hits. So I'll be able to poison them really quickly, and then you can detonate even more enemies.
Nice. That's pretty great, but we can make it even better. Like, I can equip Quick Cooldown, which will lower the time it takes to use Detonate Poison again, so I can use it more often.
And I can put Status Explosion on my horse, so that I trigger an extra explosion immediately when poisoning enemies.
2 explosions per enemy sounds pretty good to me for sure.
Oh yeah.
So this was just a couple of examples of how we could quickly synergize both our builds to play off each other, but there's so much more to discover in the final game.
Totally, and by playing in co-op, you basically double your opportunities of making wild combos happen.
Thanks for your time, everyone. We hope you check
All
out
right.
Nobody Saves the World when it comes out in early
From
2020.
Dreambox, all right. That looks compelling.
With Geico, we can
Is it like
easily
a
bundle
day
home
one?
and
Oh, I got to
insurance
go out
and
here
save
and get
even
this
more.
game. It's not. But I'm intrigued. April 14th. The game originally launched on January the 18th for PC. All right. Benj, what's going on, my brother, man? The Benj, man, said, listen, hey, it's been a while. Hope you all are doing well. Yes, we are, my brother. Let me get you on the board as usual. $42.06. Got you. You on the board? So yeah, we just watched the trailer for Nobody Saves the World. I was unaware of this game, even though I picked this story out because from the people that made it, the same people that made Guacamelee. So I was, definitely intrigued. And it looks like a decent little game. So my question would be like, out of other games that's coming out, I said, am I really going to be able to dig into that game? I don't know. Did anybody? It's a non-video game, of course, but people, we like movies. Did anybody get a chance to see Morpheus? The acting process included a 45-minute bathroom break. God almighty. But I only reason I put it up because I said, hey man, this movie just came out. I want to check it out. And I might go check it out during the week this week, because I think this will be a good one to see. Just wanted to know, did anybody check out Morpheus? I think that would be dope. Sonic the Hedgehog 2-star Jim Carrey says he's fairly serious about retiring. Yeah, they all retire, and they go do other things. They travel the world and they get bored, and then they come back. So if he retires, he will be back. Would he take a couple years off? He might. But nah. Nah, still cam version on torrent site. I'll watch it next month. Note to self, don't produce any video that might cost money, because your boy Greta Tactics would not support it. Like, give me that free. Give me that free. All right. I was just about to say, we are going to check out Sonic 2 on Friday. Yeah, I'm taking my kids on Sunday. Friday, well, I might take them Friday, but I think Sunday is going to probably be the better day. I got a DJ and take pictures at this wedding on Saturday, so I'll be busy Saturday, pretty much all day. But mm, I'm definitely going. If I can go, I hope it opens up on Thursday. I hope it's like an early Thursday release. If it comes out on Thursday, I'm gonna see it Thursday. Matter of fact, let's find out. I forgot I do have that ability. AMC. All right. Let's see. Come on over. Coming soon. I got it. Coming soon. Yep, it comes out Thursday. Oh, yeah. See, I might go see it Thursday. Yeah, it releases Thursday. Thursday at 3 p.m. I think that might be the deal. All right, yep, that's the move. I'm gonna go see it on Thursday. Come out a day early. AMC. And there's plenty of theaters in our area. All right. But yeah, so I'm definitely, if you have not seen the first one, some of y'all might not have seen the first one. The first one was really, really good. I mean, surprisingly good. So I think the second one, I'm hoping the second one is just as good, if not better than the first one. Nintendo is pulling out all the stops on the Joy-Con drift lawsuit. They're stating apparently that children cannot sue the company. Nintendo is still receiving lawsuits regarding the infamous Joy-Con drift issues, and the latest case brought against the company in the Sanchez versus Nintendo of America, the defense lawyer for Nintendo has argued that the individual suing the I'm gonna tell you that Kyoto-based company has no standing simply because they are children. The lawsuit was obviously brought about by the parents who purchased the faulty Joy-Cons for their respective children. The parents are now looking for a federal judge to look at the case. Eventually, Nintendo has claimed that children cannot sue the company because they allege no cognizable harm to themselves. In addition, Nintendo defense cited that the end user license agreement that Nintendo users must acknowledge before using the system states that they must be over the age of 18 to accept. Ooh. Said, bruh, that is Nintendo's defense. I swear Nintendo hates their consumers. Man, they ain't trying to get these. Man, listen, them Joy-Cons is not that bad. Now, low key, Nintendo they do need to reconcile that. They need to fix this. But you know what? And you know what? I think at the end of the day, Nintendo's going to lose their lawsuits. In this class action lawsuit, we're going to get maybe like $3 or $4, and that's it. A wild Benjamin appeared. Someone tossed a Pokeball. Yeah, Benj has been gone for a minute. He said a wild Benjamin appeared. Someone tossed a Pokeball. Golly, that is funny. Man, that is funny. Now, Benj be busy, man. Benj got a fam. I listen, having a fam, I know how it is. My Nintendo, I love them to death, but they're going to eventually lose. But don't worry, we're not going to get a whole lot. That's it. They replaced the Joy-Cons with Infighter. Yeah, I mean, they have a pretty good system replacing them bad boys. And you know what? Me personally, I have not personally had a Joy-Con that had the drift. Now my kids have. Like matter of fact, my son, back when the Switch first came out, luckily I had the warranty. And so I had the warranty from Best Buy, so I was able to return his Switch And I didn't have to return the whole system. I just pretty much returned the Joy-Con and was able to get another Joy-Con back. And that, but that was it. And so my kids they've broken plenty of Joy-Cons, but drift issues, only a few. Like my daughter has had the drift before on one of her Joy-Cons, and my son has one before. But all the other ones, like my son, like pretty much just broke it. It's like, man, I look like, and looking at me to fix it. So Nintendo is probably, like I said before, they'll probably lose a lot of these lawsuits. But at the end of the day, it's not like we gonna really benefit as a consumer. I'm glad when this stuff is over, because more than likely, if it wasn't this big old issue and people were just trying to sue Nintendo, we would have a new Joy-Con by now. But to have a new Joy-Con now would be admitting that they provided a faulty product. All right, I pulled this up because I just got the question. One question I got to ask: who cares? Will Smith resigns from Motion Picture Academy amid a fallout from Chris Rock incident at the Oscars. I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what that means? Does that mean anything? It's like, you know what? You can't be nominated for an Oscar anymore. But they're coming after this Joker. They're coming after Will Smith. You know what? I hate that he made that decision, man, but I have used that illustration for my own children. It's like, this is what happens when you react out of emotions. You can't react out of emotions, man. No matter what the situation is, you got to be calm and confident. And you know what? And people are going to say bad things to you, but you don't got to respond. So I hate that for him, but you know what? You made your bed, you got to lay in it. All right, alternate. Hey, listen, if you do not have, I think this is on Peacock. It says Halo TV series, episode 1 is free to watch on YouTube if you're in the U.S. So I should be everybody here. I don't think my boy Bazawati is not on there, but Paramount Plus has released the Halo series premiere on YouTube, making the first episode available for free to U.S. viewers for a limited time. The first episode of Halo, titled Contact, premiered on Paramount Plus YouTube channel on March 31st and has attracted almost 57,000 views to date. Note that the first episode will be available on on the platform up until April 7th. So you got to look, you can probably get it in this week. I might check it out for myself. I don't know how long it is, but I need to check it out. But will only be accessible to U.S. viewers as it is region locked, unless you got a VPN, to territories where Paramount Plus is available. Sound like the famous rich people having famous rich people problems. Right. He says, well, damn. I guess I had to pirate Halo. I guess you're going to have to. But at least you can watch the first episode for free until April 7th. I think I'm going to figure out some time to make that happen. I might even make that happen this evening. All right, let's see. So we were talking about what was next. Of course, Jeff Keighley is now Summer Game Fest returns this June. When this June? We don't know. But that's Jeff Keighley. But IGN Summer of Gaming is happy to announce Summer Gaming will return this June. Summer of Gaming is back for its third year with trailers, gameplay, news, and reveals for some of the biggest upcoming games and exclusive content. Just like in the past, IGN's Summer of Gaming will be a multi-day event with new trailers, behind-the-scene interviews, and more from your favorite developers. IGN will be a hub for all the biggest news, and our experts will be there for every major game reveal. We're also happy to announce that we'll be carrying and covering Jeff Keighley's Summer of Games Fest as a part of our Summer Gaming program. So they're in cahoots. So you know what? They all together. Nothing separate. They're going to cover each other. Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest as a part of Summer of Gaming programming. More detail coming. Blah, blah, blah. The full digital event can be viewed entirely from home, and you'll be able to catch all of the announcements from Summer Game I mean, right here on IGN on your favorite platform like YouTube and Twitch. Be sure to catch up with Summer of Game for the last 2 years here with every announcement from 2020 and 2021. Who cares about the announcements from 2021? But however, just know they're gonna make it all one big kahoo. Be on the lookout for that. The first Halo episode is an hour long. So Mediocre Gamers, was it good? Did you watch the first episode? Was it good? Jeff Keighley is about to bore us with another boring game show. If it's anything like last year and anything like the Gaming Awards, yeah. Jeff Keighley's Midsummer Games Fest. I know, right? It just don't feel like, oh my goodness. You know, I would so prefer just to have a regular E3. But you know what? We got to take what we get. You know, as long as we got something. I haven't watched it yet. I just found out to add to my watch list later. Yeah, me too. It's like, you know, I mean, I knew it was out. I knew it was on Paramount Plus. I'm glad my wife bought Paramount Plus because I wasn't buying it. But at least I'll dig into it one day, sooner than later. All right, let's see. So yeah, I already made this announcement. You know what? I'm getting up early to go pick up my Star Wars. Because I love Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan, especially the Star Wars. You know, probably my favorite Star Wars movie is probably Return. The Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite. It's the Empire Strikes Back, and then it's dang, what will be second? Second is hard. Probably the last one. The last one was pretty good. When Luke was like this hologram, almost like, I thought that was pretty dope. But yeah, The Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite. But is anybody else besides me picking up? Like I'm not even a big Lego fan. Even though I own Lego games, I'm not even a big Lego fan. Like I used to mentor this kid when I first moved to Georgia. And we would sit and play Lego Batman, and I did not like it, but he loved it, so I played it because he loved it, and we played and played and played. And it just wasn't Lego games wasn't a fun experience for me. But this Star Wars game, man, looks like right up my alley. As a matter of fact, I think the last time I saw the review, I think IGN gave it an 8 out of 10. So I've been waiting for this game for a long time because this game was supposed to drop last year. But I'm glad they took their time and did it right. And so, has anybody seen any gameplay for the Nintendo Switch? Because I'm not picking it. Listen, to me, this is a game that needs to be played portably. I'm not playing it on a PS4 or PS5 or Xbox. I'm just not. Absolutely not. So I honestly find Lego games boring. Yeah, it's the same here. I do too. It's like they're great kid games. It just don't get it for me. But this one looks, like really, really good. So I am definitely in favor of supporting this one. Legos, I couldn't get into those types of games. Or maybe I've been sleeping on it. Yeah. I like Harry Potter. I'm a big I really like Harry Potter. And I really hope this next Harry Potter game is true and is coming to Switch natively. If it comes via the stream, I will pass. However, if that game comes on a cartridge on a Nintendo Switch, it's a day one buy because I like Harry Potter. I loved all the movies and the spinoffs. Crazy good movies. But just want to know if anybody else will get one. But this article says, hey, when Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga on Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, or Nintendo Switch and other goodies. I know these little fighter planes are one of the giveaways at GameStop for sure because I've seen they got a billboard. I would like that shirt though, to be honest. And I did get the deluxe edition. I just hope that the deluxe edition comes with that shirt because that shirt is nice. I mean that's a dope shirt. If I was at the Lego store and they had that shirt, I would buy it. But yeah, Star Wars, man, always been a big fan, man. To me, when I hear and I talk to people, they're like, man, I've never watched Star Wars. I be like, you are a loser. I say it instant. It comes off the tongue so quick. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but you are a loser to not watch not one Star Wars movie. And like and I hate to say it, some of my kids are losers. I'd be like, man, like my older son Dave, he's watched quite a few of them because he had no choice because I was watching them. He had to watch them. But my other kids, man, they be like, no, they don't have the mentality to see how the story develops. But I was like, man, Star Wars is great. But the kids in my classroom, oh, they Star Wars fans. They ask me right now, hey, Mr. Reed, can we play this? Can we play that Star Wars game? I know you're gonna get it. Can we play it next Friday when we come back from break? So they're looking forward to it. So I'm a big Star Wars game. Now they changed the perspective in this game to be kind of more of a closer third-person action game. So we'll see. We'll see. Sooner than later, tomorrow morning. All right, let's see. I think that might be. All right, we're not gonna talk about Jeff Keighley. I thought this was interesting. More details for the House of the Dead remake on Switch. Now, rumor has it, even though nothing has not been officially announced, but rumor has it is that they're gonna have some peripherals that your Joy-Cons can fit in that would give you like that light gun experience, and that which I hope they do. I really, really, really hope they do, because you know what, the light gun adds a total different experience to the game, totally different. So we're gonna see. So Forever Entertainment, the developers behind the upcoming House of the Dead remake for the Nintendo Switch system, has revealed more about what the players can expect from the reimagining of the classic Sega arcade game. The game will be exclusive for the Nintendo Switch and naturally supports gyro aiming with Joy-Cons along with multiple endings, and it will also feature a performance mode to provide a smoother frame rate. Here, so what Forever Entertainment has revealed so far. So how will the controls work on House of the Dead remake? You may use both analog buttons and gyro aiming. Combined controllers are also available. Gyro works for a pair of Joy-Con grips as well as a single Joy-Con. Pro controllers works also. If you only own a Nintendo Switch Lite, you'll be able to use standard controls without gyro. Okay. The game has numerous options for gyro, such as reset, aim assist, available for analog as well, sensitivity, revert, X and Y axis, control mode. Okay, so to me, right now, it just sounds like, the best way to play it is definitely not on the Switch Lite, but, they definitely have a Switch. I just hope that if they sell like a peripheral that I can put my Joy-Cons in, that would be dope. That's what I'm looking for. Local co-op 2-player. Man, if they had online co-op, that would be dope. Achievements, cheat codes, gallery with monsters, horde mode, up to 15 more monsters. Okay, now that's gonna be dope. Story mode, gyro controls, enemies and path. All right, so it has quite a bit. Photo mode. What the hell is photo mode? Cowboy mode. One player can use 2 weapons while dual wielding. Okay, all right. I like. To me, I'm gonna be playing it by myself. Unless my kids coming out, I'm gonna be cowboy mode. Like, all right. So I am definitely picking up House of Dead. I already pre-ordered it, but this is my first game I've pre-ordered on Amazon before. So I'm hoping that I get it on time. That's gonna be interesting to see. All right, we talked about the showcase. UK charts. Kirby is still number 1 for a second week. So top 10 over in the UK, of course, is Kirby number 1, Elden Ring number 2. It's up 1 spot. Pokemon Legends Arceus is number 3, up 2 spots from number 5 from last week. Teeny Tina Wonderland is down 2 spots. Was number 2 last week. Is now 4. FIFA is up 1 spot for number 6. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was number 10 last week, but what is it now? It's number 6. God, that game keeps selling. Gran Turismo 7 was number 4 last week. It's dropped 3 spots to number 7. WWE 2K22 was 8 last week and is currently 8 this week. Animal Crossing New Horizon was 13 last week, creeped itself back into the top 10 at the number 9 spot. And number 10, but was number 9 last week, was Horizon Forbidden West. Let's see how many Nintendo games is in that top 10. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 of the top 10 games are Nintendo properties. Let's see. Okay, only 1 PlayStation exclusive and no Xbox exclusive. Get on Nintendo, boy. They just rolling. You for sure won't get it on release if you pre-order via Amazon. Amazon is usually good with shipping pre-orders. Just gotta wait on delivery man all day. God almighty. I hope I get it on time. But if not, so be it. It's not like I was waiting for Breath of the Wild, But yeah, we'll see. I think House of Dead comes out on the 7th, which is Thursday, I think. I think it comes out on Thursday. Yeah. I really hope we get some information from either 2K or EA about a football game coming to the Switch this fall. I really do. Let's see. I'm not gonna talk about any of those Sega Genesis games that came out because I was like, they all was whack, and I'm not looking forward to. And I think that might be all the stories we're gonna talk about this evening. Did anybody watch the Nintendo Sports Overview trailer? I'm so hyped. To be honest, if you ask me, I am just as hyped I am for Star Wars as I am for this game here. Because matter of fact, who in here got the opportunity to play the beta? I played the beta and I enjoyed it so immensely. Like, I lost my very first game of tennis, but then I came back to win my next 3. The bowling was probably the funnest because the structure of the online bonus is dope. It's like you got to bowl, like you got to pay attention, because if you're not in that, like how it got it, it's like, it's like elimination. Like if you don't make you're not in that top 15, like you don't make it to the second round, like your game is over. Like you got to restart and do it again. If your first 3 bowls, if it don't make that first top, that next round, you out of there. It's like you got to make the next rounds. So your bowling is it puts a level of competition on bowling that is going to be super, super dope. Super dope. I think doper than anybody can ever imagine is the online features of the bowling. Now the tennis was dope. The sword game was dope. But the bowling to me was like, that's the thing that has stuck in my head the most, and I cannot wait to play it again. It's the online. I don't care about playing with my family, but that online bowling was something special. I was like, this is where it's at. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. All right, good people. Listen, we've made it to the end of our news cycle. We talked about E3 rather, and what do we we're gonna really make it. Is E3 gonna really, really be a viable option come next year? I think it will be. It's sad that they had to make that decision, but I just think they decided to jump on board and try to have something a little too late. But if I was them, I would just, you know what? I would turn my gears this year, solidifying companies. And you know what? They might have to say, hey, you know what? To get you to come back for free. They got to offer a free model for these companies to come in here and showcase this stuff and then take it from there and then build from there. Because if not, man, and you know, if they really gonna make their money, they make their money by charging at the door. Cause I think, you know, opening up to the public, if you know it, if you got 5,000 people there, if you charging, you know, I tell you as much, I once paid almost $1,000 for my ticket. So you get 5,000 people paying $1,000. All right, that's a nice little payday, you know. So we're gonna see. I'm definitely in favor of E3 continuing. I think it's good for the industry. But don't forget, you get what else is coming up? You know, you get the Oculus Metaverse showcase on April the 20th. I think that's gonna be probably, you know, a pretty good information coming out of there, because if they announce, you know what, because you know they have a new premium headset coming out this year, and I would like at least a release window so I can have an idea of what I need to do to make that happen. All right, good people, let's we know we're on the wheel time, and so you know, if you get picked first, you get that favorite horn. I gotta get some new ones. I think I'm probably gonna put a poll or something out there. I need some new ones to add to my wheel. I think Peter Griffin. You know, I've had Peter Griffin since the beginning. I probably keep Peter Griffin, but I need some new fresh blood. So what y'all think? Let me know your suggestions in the comments below. But as we start, who is first to catch the flex? We only had 16 people to ride on the wheel, and the first one to go down is my brother Kenny from the A. You are out of here, brother. Appreciate you coming through, man. Saying what up, though. We'll keep that ball rolling. Keep that doggy rolling. Who's next to get blown off the map? It's my Benz for coming in late. Benz is off the map, ladies and gentlemen. He's out of here. Thanks, Benz, for coming through, my brother, man. All right. Who is up next to catch the flex? And Samantha, who's been lurking all the time. Samantha is off of the board, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give her horn, please. All right, we keep that real rolling. We're down to 13 people. We're going to be short tonight. We'll get done before 11. And my brother Ruben, it looked like it's close. Ruben is off of the map, ladies and gentlemen. Please give him his horn, please. All right, down to 12. Who is next to catch the flex? And it will be, newcomer, Nin Freno. You are out of here, my brother. Thanks for coming through, man. I'm glad you was able to come through and check us out, man. But we give out a free Nintendo eShop card every Monday night, and you just missed your chance tonight. That's all. All right, who's up next to catch the flex? And it will be my brother, Stevie M.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
You get nothing.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Stevie M is off the board. Grid Attack says, Benj has fainted. Would you like to see another Pokeball? Oh, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to 10 people to go. Who is up next to catch the flex? And it will be, our next loser will be, it's close. CMG.
You lose.
You are out of here, my brother. Peace out. Who's up next to catch the flex, ladies and gentlemen? And our winner tonight will be Guerrilla Tactics. But
Psych.
Better luck next time. Slugheads.
Guerrilla Tactics is off of the board, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep it going. We got in the last 8. Oh, my girl, Geeky.
Better luck next time. Slugheads.
Geeky is out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We're down to our final 7. We'll keep it going. 7 all the way to heaven. 7-11. And our next and our sponsor tonight for Mediocre Gamers is off the board.
You are out of here.
CMG Google, why you have you forsaking me? Son of a. Oh man, too funny. Too funny. Number 6. And your boy GD, Gaming Dad, is off of the board. I had to horn myself. You know, your boy Gaming Dad has not won yet. I don't know why. All right, up next to catch the flex, it will be my brother from another mother. It's SOC. Give him the prize out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we down to our final 4. Really, it's only a final 3 because Candy, even though she's in the final 4, cannot win by default. But look at there. Chris is on here twice. Chris is in the final 4 twice. My boy Vic is on here. Oh my goodness. Like it. Listen, a betting man would pick Chris to win. A betting man would do that. And you'll probably have a good chance. It looks like he's getting ready to get $10 off. Nobody saves the world. What's the name of that game? But he's getting ready to win something because I think that's the bet. So if Candy was to win, it's the person that was with Candy who will automatically get the prize because Candy can't win twice in a week. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Nice final 4. Who is next to catch the flex? And it will be Vic is out of here. Oh, Vic is out of here. So by default, he said, let me win. I'm sorry, Candy. That's the rule. I can't let you win twice in a row. That's right. You can't win 2 weeks in a row. You can only win and then get your week off so other people can get in. So let Candy win. We need some rule bending here. Oh, man. But see, listen, we're going to play it out for the sake of playing it out. But our winner tonight will be Chris because he got 2. Now, see, y'all could be just like Chris. And you know what? And have 2. You could have also chimed in from your Twitch account and show some love from your Twitch account as well. So you have 2 spots in here. So, Candy, your Twitch account could have won tonight. He said, Greta, he said, Chris said, let's go. So, matter of fact, listen, this is what we do. Hey, Chris. So, if Candy win, does she get to keep her prize? I'm not gonna spin the wheel until Chris answers this question. Are you gonna bend the rules for Candy, Chris? Because technically you won. But for the sake of the wheel, it's still 3 slots up. This is the first time it's ever happened on the show. It's episode 97. We are 3 episodes away from 100. Chris, do you let Candy compete or is the wheel done? What do you say, sir? I'm not touching the wheel. Uh-oh. Rule breaking is going on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Candy is back in for the dub if she can pull it off. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. And the winner and just like Candy, out. It's the same feeling. Hey, but listen, first of all, Chris, let me salute you, man, for allowing Candy to get in. This is the first time ever. First time for everything. First time the rules was broken. The second is that Chris's a viewer's both their Twitch and YouTube accounts are in the winner circle. Look at this here. You should probably screenshot this. Christopher Switch and Chris Mendez are both on here. So for the sake of playing, we'll just say who won tonight. Was it the Twitch or is it YouTube? And Twitch is off the board and is Christopher Mendez's YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner tonight, my brother, you know what you need to do. Send me that text message and say, Gaming Dad, where's my money? And I will get that over to you. Dang, I know, right? Listen, that was dope. I know. First of all, I salute Chris for being a competitor. He says with the 2-count advantage. Listen, hey man, everybody has that opportunity. Remember, if you have a Twitch account, I'm broadcasting live on Twitch. Go on Twitch. Say what up though to me on Twitch. So this way we can enter you in. It helps out the algorithm, what you gonna say, on both accounts. So you know what? If you're not following me on Twitch, I'm Gamey Dad 1906 on Twitch. Gamey Dad 1906. I am a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and you can check me out there as well. But yeah, definitely, you know what, make it happen. Usually, you know, those who follow me on Twitch, I typically would follow you back. You know, I think that's, you know, that's for people that spend time here on the show for sure. So, hey, make your Twitch account. So next week you'll have 2 ways to play. All right. So I don't check in the week after I win. Gaming Dad, we have gaming night this week. Yes. Gaming night will be Friday this week. I couldn't do it last Friday because I got stuck in my daughter's soccer game, but soccer season is officially over. And Friday, this week we are on spring break, so you know, we're not doing anything really special. So I'll be here. So Friday gaming night is on. Candy, come on out and play with us on some Mario Kart and Splatoon this Friday. Good people, man. Another good stream, man. It is 9 minutes to 11. I made good time. I took a long nap today, so I'm gonna get some work done this evening. I know my wife, she tried to trick me and say, "Come on, go to bed. Come watch this TV with me." But I gotta get some work done. Candy says, that was fun. Good night, everyone. Have a great week. Great show as usual. Gaming Dad, yes, Candy. God bless. Hey, you know, y'all get a chance, man. I don't know if y'all was here for the early part of the stream, man. Y'all say a small prayer, man, for Steve M's friend Leroy, man. He just lost his mom. Y'all get a chance, man. You know who you pray to, man. Just say a little small prayer for some strength for him. Those things are very tragic, man. And I want to just make sure everybody get an opportunity, man, to say something for Steve M's friend. The things are tragic when you lose, especially when you lose a parent. But yeah, once again, man, this is your boy Gaming Dad, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me, man. We will see you guys on Friday. Some Mario Kart, some Splatoon 2, and we're gonna have a blast. So don't worry if you have not downloaded Splatoon 2, download. That's the issue we ran into last week. Everybody didn't have their stuff downloaded. So make sure you download it and ready to go so we can all get it in on this Friday. This is your boy Gaming Dad. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe. God bless. My man Guerrilla Tactics. My man Chris, Mediocre Gamers, Candy, Geeky, you know, and all the newcomers that came through tonight. My man Kenny from the A, Benj, you know, I know he came and stopped in to say what up, though. I got to throw a Pokeball at you. That was funny. Yeah, have a wonderful night, man. God bless. CMG, my guy. Don't forget, man, CMG is always throwing up content for Google Stadia, and he does some Switch stuff, too, man. Go check him out. And my boy Basil YT missed out tonight, but you know what? He be out doing his thing too. So good people, man. Let's see if I got any more comments before we get out of here. Grit Tactic says, night all, but some candles for next week with Mendez. All right, good people. I'm going to kill this too. This is your boy Gaming Dad in good fashion. Let me go ahead and get my little good night video in. This is your boy, and I'm out. Peace.